Imagine sitting down to a seemingly healthy breakfast, only to discover later that your blood sugar has spiked. For those with diabetes, this daily struggle is not only frustrating but exhausting. Doctors recently revealed that a common breakfast food, often considered harmless, can increase blood sugar levels by a staggering 74% in just 2 hours. This kind of spike not only affects your morning, but also sets the tone for your entire day, leaving you exhausted and at risk. But here's the important part. Avoiding this mistake is easier than most people think. And today I'll show you exactly which food is causing these damages and how to make smarter choices to protect your blood sugar levels. But first, click the like button so more diabetic patients can watch it too. Let's help each other in this fight against diabetes. Sometimes the day starts with something that feels safe, almost like a warm hug in a bowl. It looks soft, it smells familiar, and everyone around you says it is healthy. But for many people with diabetes, what feels safe at first can sometimes turn into a problem later in the morning. Your blood sugar rises, and you're left wondering why you feel tired or weak instead of strong. That's where we need to take a closer look. Because the truth is, not every healthy breakfast is really helping your body the way you think it is. The food I'm talking about is oatmeal. Yes, that bowl of oats you see on breakfast tables all across America, from small towns to big cities. It's easy, it's cheap, and it's been promoted for decades as one of the best ways to start your day. But here's something important to know. The way you prepare oatmeal and what you add to it can make the difference between steady energy and a painful blood sugar spike. Pre-packaged flavored oatmeal with added sugar is one of the worst traps. You might have seen those little packets at the grocery store with apple cinnamon, maple brown sugar, or peaches and cream. They look harmless, right? But the sugar hiding inside them is enough to send your blood sugar climbing fast. And that's why many people feel that mid-morning crash, the sudden drop that leaves them shaky and craving more food. Pay attention, because this is where a lot of people make mistakes without realizing it. If this has ever happened to you, write the word truth in the comments. Now, plain oatmeal itself is not the enemy. In fact, when you prepare it the right way, it can be gentle on your blood sugar. Rolled oats or steel-cut oats are much better than those instant packets. The cooking takes a little longer, but your body will thank you for it. The slower digestion helps keep your energy steady instead of rushing your blood sugar up like a roller coaster. And here's a tip. The less processed the oat, the kinder it usually is to your health. But even with plain oatmeal, what you add on top can either help or harm you. A spoonful of brown sugar, honey, or flavored syrups might taste good in the moment, but they undo the benefit. And it's exactly here where many people unknowingly sabotage their breakfast. What I'm going to share now may seem simple, but it can change everything. Instead of sugar, try adding cinnamon. It brings sweetness, it helps with flavor, and studies show it may support blood sugar control. Another option is fresh fruit, but choose wisely. A few slices of apple or a handful of berries can make oatmeal delicious without spiking your glucose too high. But pouring a big scoop of raisins or dried cranberries, that's where trouble starts, because dried fruit is concentrated sugar. Many people don't realize it until it's too late. Have you ever made that mistake? Share your story in the comments. Someone else might learn from your experience. If you deal with joint pain or stiffness in the morning, the wrong kind of oatmeal can make it worse. High sugar spikes increase inflammation, which makes those aches feel sharper. But if you use oats the right way, with healthy toppings, you may notice less of that discomfort. Imagine starting your day without that heavy, sluggish feeling in your legs or back. That's the difference between fueling your body or fighting against it. Here's something important. Oatmeal doesn't have to be boring. You can cook it with a pinch of nutmeg, a little vanilla extract, or even stir in unsweetened almond milk instead of regular milk. These small changes add flavor without harming your sugar levels. Keep this in mind, because it might be the detail that helps you finally enjoy breakfast again. And in the end, it's the little choices that make the biggest impact. I know many people think oatmeal is the safest breakfast for diabetes, and in some cases it is. But it depends entirely on the preparation. Instant oats with sugar, that's a trap. Whole oats with cinnamon and berries, that's closer to a friend. It's all about knowing how to work with your body instead of against it. And if you've tried both versions, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Here's something to try tomorrow morning. Make a small bowl of steel-cut oats, top it with a sprinkle of cinnamon, and add a few blueberries. Then notice how you feel after 2 hours. Are you still steady and clear-headed, Or do you feel that crash coming back? Pay attention, because your body gives you clues every single day. If you've had different results with oatmeal, write the word experience in the comments. Sometimes people feel bloated after eating the wrong kind of oats. That's because the added sugar and processed flavors don't sit well in the stomach. But when you go with plain oats and gentle toppings, that heavy, bloated feeling doesn't show up the same way. And isn't that what we all want? To feel light, steady, and comfortable as we go about the day. This is why small breakfast choices matter so much more than most people realize. It's also good to remember portion size. A giant bowl of oatmeal can overwhelm your system, even if it's plain. Try keeping it moderate, with a balance of protein or healthy fat on the side. A boiled egg, a few nuts, or a spoonful of Greek yogurt, unsweetened, can slow digestion and help you avoid that mid-morning hunger. Guard this tip, because it could be the difference between feeling balanced and chasing food all day long. Have you ever noticed how the wrong breakfast makes your mind foggy? That's often blood sugar at work. Oatmeal done wrong can give you that fog, while oatmeal done right can keep your focus steady. This matters for simple daily things: driving safely, remembering appointments, or even enjoying a conversation without feeling distracted. Write in the comments if you've ever felt that fog and how it affected your day. Someone else reading might need to hear your story. And if cost is a concern, plain oats are one of the cheapest whole foods in the grocery store. A big container can last weeks and give you dozens of meals. Compare that to the price of boxed cereals or flavored instant packets, and you'll see the savings quickly. Eating healthy with diabetes doesn't have to break the bank, it just takes smart choices. Think about that the next time you're in the cereal aisle. So the next time you're thinking about what to eat for breakfast, remember this: oatmeal can either be a friend or a foe. It all depends on how you prepare it and what you add in. With the right ingredients, it can keep your sugar steady and even help reduce some of the aches that come with inflammation. But with the wrong toppings, it can be just as bad as any sugary cereal. That's why understanding oatmeal is so important. And tomorrow morning could be the perfect time to test this for yourself. Did you know that many dishes that seem healthy for diabetics can actually be dangerous? Discover the recipes that really work. Stop feeling limited or insecure in the kitchen. My book brings together delicious and easy recipes, specially created to keep your blood sugar under control and add more flavor to your life. I've already helped thousands of diabetics eat better, feel happier, and achieve a lighter life with my book. Every recipe has been tested and approved by those who understand the needs of people living with diabetes. Click the link in the first comment of this video now and get immediate access to the book that will transform your meals today. For so many people in America, the morning doesn't even begin until that first cup of coffee is poured. The smell fills the kitchen, the warmth feels comforting, and just holding the mug makes the day feel like it's starting right. But here's the problem. For diabetics, that same cup can sometimes be the reason the whole morning goes wrong. It's not the coffee itself that's the danger, but something we often add without thinking. And once you hear it, you might realize it's been hiding in your routine for years. The truth is, sweetened coffee is one of the sneakiest culprits when it comes to blood sugar spikes. That sugar packet, flavored syrup, or sweet creamer that seems so small actually adds up fast. Doctors have warned that even just one sweetened cup in the morning can push blood sugar up by 74% in just a couple of hours. Imagine starting your day with that kind of jump. It sets you up for fatigue, pain, and cravings you didn't plan for. But this is where many people don't realize they're making a mistake. You've probably been told before that coffee is safe for diabetics, and that's true when it's plain or lightly balanced. But once the sugar comes in, it changes everything. Those flavored creamers with caramel or vanilla, they may taste like a treat, but they can be a disaster for your glucose, and it doesn't stop there. Even those fancy lattes from the coffee shop can pack in as much sugar as a can of soda. Think about that the next time you order your drink. What makes it worse is that sugar in coffee doesn't feel like dessert. It feels lighter, like it couldn't possibly cause much harm. But your body doesn't see it that way. It processes those sugars quickly, pushing your blood sugar up before you even notice. Have you ever felt shaky or extra tired just a couple of hours after your coffee? That's not age. That's blood sugar reacting to what you put in your cup. If this has happened to you, write coffee in the comments so others know they're not alone. But here's the good news. It doesn't have to be this way. Coffee itself, when unsweetened, can actually be helpful. Some studies show it may even support insulin sensitivity in the long run. The problem is never the coffee. It's the sugar, the syrups, and the flavored creamers. What I'm going to share now may seem small, but it can change your mornings completely. Try switching one habit at a time, and you'll notice how much better your days feel. Start simple. If you usually use 2 spoons of sugar, drop it to 1. Then try switching to cinnamon, cocoa powder, or even a splash of vanilla extract. These bring flavor without the sugar spike. And here's something to remember. Your taste buds adjust over time. The coffee that feels too bitter today might feel just right after a couple of weeks. Many people don't realize how quickly their body adapts. That's why it's worth trying even if the first sip feels strange. And for creamers, most store-bought flavored creamers are loaded with sugar and artificial flavors. So instead, try unsweetened almond milk or oat milk, or even a small splash of heavy cream if you prefer something rich. The difference in blood sugar can be dramatic. Pay attention, because this is where most people get tricked without knowing. Have you ever thought you were making your coffee lighter, only to discover it made your sugar worse? Share your story. Someone else needs to hear it. Let's also talk about those coffee shop drinks. A large vanilla latte from a popular chain can have over 40 grams of sugar. That's the same as eating 10 teaspoons of sugar in one sitting. And many people drink that thinking it's just coffee. This is exactly where diabetics get into trouble without realizing it. Have you ever bought one of those drinks thinking it was harmless? Write the word truth if you've ever been surprised by how much sugar was hiding in your coffee. Another thing worth noticing is how sweetened coffee affects pain in the body. High blood sugar can make joint pain and neuropathy worse. That tingling in your feet or that stiffness in your knees often feels stronger after a sugary start to the day. But when you keep your coffee clean without sugar, you may notice less of that pain over time. It's these everyday choices that make the biggest difference in your quality of life. And let's be honest, coffee is not something people want to give up. For many, it's the only quiet moment in the morning, a ritual that feels almost sacred. The goal isn't to take it away. The goal is to protect that moment by making it safer for your health. You don't have to stop drinking coffee. You just need to change what's in the cup. And that one change could mean the difference between a hard morning and a smooth one. Think about how sugar makes your energy crash. That sudden drop in focus, the brain fog that makes it harder to remember things or enjoy conversations. Sweetened coffee plays a big role in that. But plain coffee? It can give you steady energy without the roller coaster. If you've ever felt that brain fog after coffee, write fog in the comments. It may help someone else realize they're not alone in this. Here's something to try tomorrow. Make your coffee plain, but add a sprinkle of cinnamon or nutmeg. These spices not only add flavor, but they also give your kitchen that cozy smell that feels like home. It's a small step, but you'll notice the difference. And if you want something creamier, try unsweetened almond milk instead of flavored creamer. Small swaps, big results, and that's the idea. Now let's talk about cravings. Have you ever noticed that after sweetened coffee, you want more sugar later in the day? That's because the spike in blood sugar is followed by a drop, and your body starts asking for another hit. That's why donuts, cookies, or even another coffee start looking so tempting. But when you keep your coffee clean, those cravings don't control you the same way. It's a freedom many people don't know they can have. And here's something powerful. Coffee can be paired with protein to help balance things out. Have a boiled egg or a piece of cheese with your morning cup. That way, the protein slows down digestion and helps protect you from a sugar crash. It's a trick many diabetics use once they learn it. Guard this idea, because it can make mornings feel completely different. Some people worry that plain coffee will upset their stomach. But often it's not the coffee, and it's the sugar and the creamers. Artificial flavors and sweeteners can be harsh on the digestive system. Switching to plain coffee, or using natural additions like cinnamon, can actually make mornings easier on your body. Have you ever had stomach trouble after coffee? Write in the comments what you noticed, because someone else might relate. Another danger is hidden sugar in so-called healthy creamers. Some brands advertise themselves as plant-based or natural, but if you read the label, the sugar content is still high. This is exactly where many people are fooled by marketing. Preste attention, because this is one of the most common traps. If you've ever bought a creamer thinking it was healthy, but later realized it wasn't, write caution in the comments. It might save someone else from the same mistake. Sometimes just one change in your coffee can reduce pain throughout the day. Lower sugar means lower inflammation, which means less swelling in your hands, feet, or joints. Imagine walking around your house without that stiffness slowing you down. That's the kind of difference a simple coffee choice can make. And it doesn't take months to notice. Often the change is clear within a week. You may also notice better sleep when you cut sugar from coffee. It might sound strange, but blood sugar spikes early in the day can affect your rest at night. Your body feels more balanced, your energy doesn't crash, and by bedtime you're calmer. This is something many people don't connect, but once they do, they never go back. If you've ever struggled with sleep and didn't know why, maybe your coffee was part of the reason. Another thing to consider is portion size. In America, coffee mugs and cafe drinks have gotten bigger and bigger. A large sweetened drink is basically dessert in a cup. Try keeping your portions smaller. Even if you still add a little sugar, a smaller cup means less damage overall. Have you noticed how cup sizes seem bigger now than when you were younger? Share your memory in the comments. It'll remind others how much has changed, and let's not forget iced coffee. Many people think iced coffee is safer, but the syrups added are often even sweeter than hot drinks. That tall glass with whipped cream on top, it may look refreshing, but it's often packed with sugar. This is exactly where many people slip without realizing it. If you've ever been caught by an iced coffee that turned out to be loaded with sugar, write summer in the comments. Sweetened coffee also plays a role in weight struggles. Those hidden calories add up, making it harder to manage not just blood sugar, but also weight around the belly. And for diabetics, that extra weight can make insulin resistance worse. But once you cut out the sugar in coffee, many people find they can manage their weight more easily. Here's one of those small but powerful changes that adds up over time. You don't have to give up the comfort of coffee, just change how you make it. And the benefits can ripple out through your whole life. Less pain, fewer crashes, more focus, better sleep, easier weight control. All from one change in your morning routine. Doesn't that sound worth trying? If you agree, write better in the comments. Think about this. If you had a friend visiting your house every morning and bringing sugar to your kitchen, would you let them in? That's exactly what sugar in coffee does. It sneaks into your day, pretending to be harmless but leaving problems behind. Once you look at it this way, it's easier to close the door. And tomorrow morning, you have the chance to make that decision for yourself. Even switching just one cup can make a difference. If you usually drink 2 or 3 sweetened coffees, start by making one of them plain. Notice how you feel afterward. That's your body telling you the truth. Listen to it because those signals matter. And over time, your mornings can start to feel completely different. It's also worth mentioning that cutting sugar in coffee can improve your mood. High blood sugar swings are often linked to irritability and sadness. Keeping your glucose steady means more balanced emotions throughout the day. That's not just good for you, it's good for the people around you. Your family, your friends, even the clerk at the store will notice the difference in your energy. So the next time you reach for that sugar bowl or creamer, stop and think. Is this small moment worth the pain and fatigue that comes later? Or is it time to try something new? It's your choice, and every morning gives you another chance. If you've already made changes to your coffee and felt a difference, share your story in the comments, because your words could encourage someone else to take the first step. And here's the final thought for now. Coffee doesn't have to be the enemy. It can be your friend if you let it stay simple. It's only when sugar sneaks in that the problems begin. Tomorrow morning, when you smell that rich aroma and pour your cup, remember this conversation. That one choice in your mug could be the most powerful step you take for your health all day long. Now you've seen how something as simple as oatmeal or sweetened coffee can shape your entire day. These small choices make the difference between steady energy and painful crashes. But here's the thing. There's even more you need to know if you want to take control of your health. I'm leaving a video right here on the screen that reveals simple ways to eat better with diabetes. And trust me, what's inside that video could save you from making the mistakes that most diabetics make every morning. If you don't click, you'll miss the exact details that could help you avoid spikes, reduce pain, and finally feel in control of your meals again. Don't let this opportunity slip by, because once you understand these food secrets, managing diabetes gets easier, not harder. This is your chance to learn what works for people just like you. Click on the video now. Don't wait until the next sugar spike makes you wish you had done it sooner. Go ahead, open it, and see how to transform your day starting with your very next meal. Your health deserves this. Your energy deserves this. And you deserve to feel strong again. Click the video right now and let's keep building better mornings together. See you there. Together. See you there.